Hi guys, it's Saturday and it's the 2nd of June. I hope you're all right and all well. I've got really reflective glasses on today, guys. Sorry about that. Let's take them off. This sort of like video blog essay thing, I don't know what you'd call them, diary input, I don't know. It's called Follow the Thought, Follow the Feeling, Have the Dream. Had a reading done today by a medium based down south via Skype, and it was a good reading. It was done over two days due to the electrical storms that down south had, and it was really encouraging. It was a really encouraging reading to have because it was affirming and developing my path for the future and giving me the encouragement and the support and the affirmation that, learning to drive is a good idea. Moving will be a positive experience for me, and it will help me release a lot of things that emotionally can hold me back. But it was quite interesting that she brought up something that I've heard her say to me a couple of times before, and very much I've experienced over my life. And that's the voice of, you can't do this. It is the loving, caring voice that questions you and goes, are you sure you should do this? And she mentioned in this reading that I've had that a lot. From a young age, even before I could really read or write or articulate my own thoughts and express my own feelings for myself, were the education system, the medical systems defining what my life would be. And one of those was that David will never be good enough at English to be able to read the labels of tins and put them on the shelves in Sainsbury's. And it's always been those negative forces or negative words which have been the trigger. I don't even like those words, trigger and forces, has been the thing that's propelled me forward, has been the thing that's made me, first off, doubt myself, get frustrated, be disappointed in their judgment of me or their assessment of me, that then makes me go, right, that's it. I'm going to move forward. I've just had that in my care scenario. I was mistreated by somebody who was offering care for me, and that experience has been really hard. I'm emotionally still processing. I'm drained and tired. But what that made me do was break through the fear I was having about looking at agency and trying other avenues. And what it's now done is I've had a week with care in the mornings and at night, which is exactly what I wanted when I first looked at it, but never did it. I took that easier, softer way out and thought it would be, better for me to do it a different way. And actually it wasn't. My very first thought, my very first feeling was, David, you need somebody in the morning and somebody at night. But I didn't follow that gut. I didn't follow that calling. I didn't follow that direction, and I went off differently. But it's really surprising how my condition, my life, the way that I work, has actually brought me back to setting up my care exactly the way I needed it. And that's not through choice. It's through somebody not treating me very well. It's through my condition getting worse. But what I've been very blessed by is by having the support of other people outside my head, outside of the negative voice going, actually, David, not even that, listening to me pour out my heart, my frustration, my fear, and just listening. And then being that, actually, have you thought about it this way? Have you thought about using Instagram? Have you maybe thought of looking at a website? And it's always coming from a place of, you can't do it. And actually, if I go outside of myself and look further to the bigger picture, to other people who've experienced this, the man was never meant to go to the moon. We were never meant to fly in a plane. The world was never meant to be round. And all of these things, all of these people were told, you can't do that. And then they succeed. So it was really interesting to again be sat here today after talking things through with some people and going, actually, I don't know if they trust me or if they believe me. And then for me, I get into that situation where I look outside of myself for other people to validate who I am and what I feel. And let's just step this back and chill this out a little bit. When have been those times when you've gone, I want to get those bunch of flowers for that friend, or I'm going to get on the bus today, or I'm going to buy the chocolate for the wife or the girlfriend, and then it's been that exact thing that they needed? How many times do we not follow that gut instinct and go and buy the car or do something exciting? And I suppose this is what this is about, this blog, or this bit of it, is actually, if I hadn't heard somebody in my ear at the end of the meditation go, Soul Gardener, I wouldn't be here. Now, I wouldn't be here if somebody had said, or somebody was discouraging towards my searching, towards my, is it in this pile? Is it in that pile? Because that's what I am. I'm a searcher, I'm a seeker of the truth, of creativity, of love, of experience. And this doesn't need to be in some arty-farty spiritual way. This can be that I'll get on a train and I'll go and visit some friends. It will be that I'll sit and listen to somebody else once everybody else has gone. These are the things that we all do. And they're the things that actually make the world a better place. But it often comes when I've done something wrong, or when I've been hurt, that I know to do these things. And like all of us do, really. But, I had this again recently. A friend of mine made a comment about, David, you never sit still, you're always traveling. And it's something that I've struggled with, being in recovery, being actually, what I'm doing, is that wrong? Is it wrong to visit people often? Is it wrong to go on retreats? Is it wrong to want to learn and go to museums? Is it wrong to phone people when they've not phoned me after a long time? Is it wrong to pray for people even though they've upset me? All of these things I have questioned and more questioned. So when this lady that I'm friends with and value her opinion made this comment about, you're never still, David, how are you ever really going to ever move forward if you don't just sit still? And it's a valid point. That's a hard thing. It's a valid point. It's a fair assessment. And it's not the first person to say it. But for the first time in a long time, I was able not to get drawn into it. I literally was able to go, I'm over here. I'm not there. I'm not where they are. I'm actually over there. Because when I do follow those thoughts, when I do follow those nudges to get on and do the next video on here, or when I do follow the thought of looking up why I've seen a cloak with crow's feathers, or why I'm looking at Lord of the Rings so much, why am I looking at that book so much, what is this for? It's when I'm actually sat at this desk and somebody's come for a reading and I realise that actually I'm looking at the Red Tent, which is an organisation of midwifery and soul midwifery, because this person sat across from me needs to know about this. This person that I'm talking to on Facebook would like to be linked to this person. So though it's a journey that I collect, like, I don't know, a little marble over here, a stick over here, further from there, an idea or a concept from this religion, from this faith, it's not because I'm better than something or greater than something. It's because I've not found where I'm going to be yet. And actually, in all of the different places I've been to, I've found bits of truth. I've found things that mean something to me. I've found a faith now that doesn't ask me to believe in their God or their ideas or principles, but I have a belief and faith that is mine because I've gone, I've followed the feeling, I've taken the action, and I'm having the experience. Now, having that experience has meant that I've had breakups. I broke up with my girlfriend, and it was horrific. And I thought that the world was going to end. And I was obsessively depressed for weeks. But then, the amazingness of how the world works, as simple as it is, somebody else has a breakup and you're sat with them and you go, yeah, it's really going to hurt. And it's really going to suck. And you just go, I'm here and I'll cover your back. Don't worry about it. If you need to get out and have some time, you're welcome to come here. That's what you do because you've had the experience. It's like a mother being able to talk and teach a daughter how to be a mother because they've had a child and now the daughter's having their child. So they get to have the experience their mother's had and then learn the compassion to have with their mother again. Now, to me, I see a pattern there. To me, I see that one hand wipes the other, the continual flow of time. One thing connects to another to help keep balance and harmony. That's how I'd look at it. But then that's me. That's me. And I've made an awful lot of mistakes. And I've got a lot of things wrong. But I did hear this great thing that I heard is wisdom comes from making many mistakes. And that's got to be true. Because if you look at the Bible, if you look at world religions, it's always written in retrospect to the experience had. So it's about a person who sat down and written what went wrong, how it went wrong, this is how you should do it, and it will be the easiest of the way. Sorry, that's the TV.
Keep it that way with Frontline Plus. Stops
No.
From hatching in your home. Don't just.
So what I think I'm saying is, when you get criticized, when you are doubted, when you are feeling less than, when you are not feeling valued, when you don't feel trusted, trust you. Trust that that's within you, that which is calling you, and that which is directing you. Because actually that, you, fundamentally in your belief or whatever it is, the kindness of people, your gym routine, will actually see you through the highs and the lows of all of it. Because it is you and your belief, or whatever it is that works around you, that gets you through all of it. And that can come through the support of others. But it is you. And when you've all have your own experiences, like going for the job you thought you wouldn't get, and then you get it. And then you find actually that job is the right job for you, and all that pain that you experienced before has given you the wisdom to then be the person you are at this job now. All the failed meals, expectations, disasters at school, college, workplace, relationships, create you to be the very being for the very next experience, which could be that one that lasts forever. You see, we talk about this life being the only life. For me, this life isn't the only life. This is now my phone talking to me. For me, it's about the soul. The soul is the boat, is the vehicle for which we travel through and are. It's our character. In the spiritualist church, they talk about the soul evolution, multiple lives. The Buddhists have the same belief. I have a similar belief that's created many of those, and I believe it. My soul's been around lots of times. I've had readings that have talked to me about my past life and the experience that I've had that have created me to be who I am today. Now, the reason I know it's true, because what they tell me makes perfect sense. Because that's exactly the way I am. So, when we talk about the gubbins that can be of this life, of how we're going to get this right, how are we going to pass a driving lesson, are we going to break up with this partner, how am I going to survive, when are the bills going to get paid? It's often when I step back and I walk back and I go, actually, it might be the time that I stop in this project. It might be the time that I reevaluate on where I'm working and how I'm working. And it will come from not enjoying my feelings and emotions, not feeling valued or a part of the group. And actually, that's the gem, that's the compost to germ the next idea, to germ the action and enthusiasm to work harder or reevaluate and move on. But about the soul and about the life and about why it's important that we have these experiences is it heals the damage from previous experiences in one lifetime, past lifetimes, but it's also educating me for the next experience, the next lifetime. So there is 100%, 110% reason why I'm disabled. I have to be disabled to learn something from it. One of those things is balance, and I'm absolutely appallingly bad at it. I'm very good at being at one extreme and the other, but by the grace of whatever is around me and supports me, I have signposts, mental, physical, scratching, itching, fuzzy head, glowing eyes, that tell me where I am in that scale. Thanks, guys. So there are other lessons that I'm learning in this lifetime. One of those is boundaries. One of those is working with women, and some of those are working with men. And they are lessons that I have to learn. There are reasons why particular things have happened as I've grown up. So my energy, the very personality I have, is gentle, it's soft, it's also passionate, firm and strong. It's because I'm then able to help and be that person to help another person. I don't function alone, though I spend quite a lot of time alone to rejuvenate and rest. But it's so I'm able to be equipped to help the next person, to have the next experience, to keep growing, that will help my soul evolve, which will bring my soul into alignment and heal. And one of the most amazing things about the reading that I had done today was that she talked about soul healing. She talked about a very specific way that I'm going to work as a healer, different ways of using energy. She talked about how actually within the scope of mediumship and healing that there is this kind of whole which talks about the evolution of the soul and healing work and stuff like that. And you know what? As she was breaking it down and talking it through, I was like, yes, that is what I'm going to do. Not that I knew that's what I was going to do, but when she said it, I knew that was what I was meant to do. I know that's what I'm going to be doing. Now, and I've always been told I wouldn't live long enough. My heart would fail, my disability would get worse. All negative, all life limiting. But I'm about to have 3 years in sobriety tomorrow. I'm about to have another year with my heart transplant. So actually, out of all those things where they said I wouldn't do it, I've done it. And there's so many people like you that will have your own experiences that every time you are told, actually, I don't think you'll be able to manage that, you will have managed it. You won't know how, it would have been painful, it would have been really hard. It could have even been your wedding day, but you managed it, you beat it, and you were the most amazing thing ever. And it makes you stronger, firmer in that knowledge of God and love and everything. And that is a massive, powerful thing. So, follow the thought, follow the feeling, and have the dream. There is no reason why anything should hold you back. Don't listen to the other people. Don't listen to the doubting heads. Go with your heart, go with your soul, because that soul inside of you will always seek to heal itself. It will always seek to unravel the harm of this life and the past ones in order to make you a better person in this life and the next. It's its sole purpose to do that. And as you do that, you'll find your calling, you will find your love, you'll find your essence, because as you do it, your soul sings, because it is hitting that frequency of life and vibrancy, and you shine. Trust me, people shine. So I share this to invigorate, to offer you the passion, to share with you that passion, in the hope that you will do what your heart calls you to do. So if you're holding back from that holiday or that trip to the seaside, or the cup of tea with your grandmother, or the drawing project, or doing up the car, whatever it is, even collecting the Star Wars toys, whatever it is that's your thing, playing with the kids more, whatever it is, do it. Make the time, find the time. There will always be time when you are following and finding your soul purpose. What is Soul Gardener? Soul Gardener is creating and having your soul experience, your soul evolution, your soul growth, your passion for life. It's creating it a reality. Living, breathing. So, follow the thought, follow the feeling, have the dream. Take care. Speak to you soon.